All right, in this particular project, we are going to create the picture that you see on the screen currently. To do this, now what I've got visible, let's just back up there, is I've got the construction planes that I've created. We're going to create construction planes from the top bottom plane, moving vertically. We're going to go up 2 inches, 5 inches, and 8 inches from the top bottom plane. And on those 4 planes, including the 4 planes, including the top bottom plane, we're going to draw circles of 5 inches, 6 inches, 4.5, 5 inches on the top. The top will also, along the x-axis, have a center arc drawn with a radius of 0.6 inches to create the spout. We'll use the loft tool to connect the 4 circles vertically to create the shape of the picture. We'll shell it out, and then we'll create a offset plane from the left-right plane. I think it's 3.25 inches away out to the right from the left-right plane. We will create 2 slots where we will use those to create the handle. They'll be extruded to the body of the picture, so it won't be a set distance, it will be to an object. Then we'll create a sketch tangent to the sides of those slots after we extrude them, and we'll create an arc with a couple straight lines on the ends to connect the 2 slots together and make the handle. So let's get started. As I say, I've got the visual up in front of you. Let's go to a blank canvas. Let's create a sketch, top bottom plane. Our bottom circle will be 5 inches, so we're going to go center diameter circle. From the origin, click up. Let's change our document settings before we go any farther. Inches. There we are. Click OK. Now let's create our center diameter circle. On the origin, 5 inches. Enter. Finish sketch. Let's create a offset plane. Construct offset plane. Top bottom plane. And our first plane is going to be 2 inches above. So let's grab the arrow. 2 inches. Now 5. 2. Enter. Let's create a sketch on that plane. From the origin, center diameter circle. This circle will be 6 inches. There we are. Finish sketch. Let's create our next construction plane, offset plane. This one will be, I'm trying to remember, 5 inches above the top bottom. All right, let's hide our sketches. There's my top bottom plane. I can bring the sketches back. 5 inches up. There's our construction plane. Let's create sketch on the new construction plane. Center diameter circle of 4.5 inches. Off of origin 4.5. Enter. Finish sketch. And our last offset plane will be 8 inches above with a 5-inch circle. So let's create a construction plane, offset plane. There, I could grab it that time. 8 inches. There we are. Click OK. Let's create sketch. Our new construction plane, circle. And that one was 5 inches. Finish sketch. And there's our 5 circles that we have. Oh, hold on. I forgot to put the spout on the top one. I'm going to go back into that sketch, sketch 4, right click, edit sketch. All right. Now, I don't need to see these other sketches. We'll hide them for the moment. Now, what I'm going to do is create an arc and a center point arc. And I'm going to come out along the origin or along that axis, click. I'm going to make it 0.6 inches. I'm going to find, okay, I'm going to start and see how I got the blue X. So it tells me I am on the edge of my circle. Click, come around until I catch the circle again. There we are. That one went to a square instead of escape. And now I want to trim out this interior line. This interior portion right there. Okay, so I've got the shape of my spout there on the end. Now I'll finish sketch. Let's bring back my other sketches, make them visible. Now I'm going to loft my, 4 circles into my 3D shape, my object. Let's go create, loft. And I'm going to start from so my profiles are going to be selected. I'm going to start and work from the bottom up. All right. That looks pretty good. New body. Yep. Click OK. All right. Okay, my next step, let's spin this around. And I'm going to take it. All right, this edge here is a little sharper than I would like. I'm going to add a fillet to that edge of 1/4 to these 2 edges here and here of 1/4 inch. So let's go modify fillet. There's a shortcut. I'm going to select my edges. 1, 2, make it 0.25, 1/4 inch. And that just softens that up a little bit. Click OK. Now I'm going to shell it out from the top. So let's go modify shell. Here's my shortcut. Select the top face, and I'm going to make my wall thickness 1/4 inch. Click OK. So the basis of the picture has been created, and at this point it's left to add a handle. Our next step is we are going to work on the handle. And I'm going to bring up the initial sketch, which is here. We're going to create 2 center slots. Okay, it's a center slot, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. The first center slot, we'll start, I guess, with the top one, 6.5 inches above the origin on the y-axis. The second slot is 4.5 inches below that. Okay, so there we've got our bases. Now, this is going to be created on a construction plane that is going to be 3.5 inches to the right of the right-left or YZ plane. Let's do this. Let's create our construction plane. I'm going to hide the body to do this. So let's go construct, offset plane, back to the home position. There's my YZ plane. And I'm going to come at 3.5 or 3.25 inches? 3.25 inches. So 0.25. And there we are. Click OK. Now I'm going to create my sketch on this plane. We can bring our body back if we want to. Okay. And I'm on the plane. I'm going to create my first slot. Create, slot, center point slot. And I can go anywhere in here. I'm going to, on the center point on the y-axis, I'll create a vertical relationship. It's going to be 0.5 inches. Okay, 0 degrees and 0.5 inches in depth, and enter. All right, so I want to create a vertical relationship between the center point of the slot and the origin. Okay, so I've locked that in place. Now let's create a dimension between this and the center point, and that's going to be 6.5 inches. And there we are. So the first slot's created and positioned. Let's draw our second slot. Create, slot, center point slot. Didn't click. Still not. There we go. My mouse is acting. Anywhere along the axis here will work. 1/2 inch, 0 degrees, 1/2 inch. Now, let's go ahead and create the same vertical relationship between the two slots. There we are. And now let's create our sketch dimension between the center point of this slot and the center point here. We're going to make that 4.5 inches. All right, so this one had to move down because I created a relationship between the origin and the top slot. Okay, so there is my sketch. Let's finish sketch. Let's go to the front view, and you can see that these are sitting out and away from my picture. Back to the home position. Let's extrude them. Select this shape and this shape. Our start point will be the plane. Our extent will be to an object. And we are going to select our picture as the object. And there it extrudes the two shapes to the body of our picture. We'll click OK. Join's fine. And I'm going to pause this recording and start a second one to finish up the handle because we're almost at the 15-minute time limit.